What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a very quick run through of some great budget American made knives. We're going to try and keep it under $100. There are some that on sale you can get for about $100, so we'll keep it under that. And we'll try and burn through this as fast as possible so I don't ramble too much. We'll get to the buck 110 in just a minute. We're going to go kind of in price increasing order. We're going to start out with some different case slip joints. Again, if you're new to knives, if you've never heard of Case, they make slip joint knives, which means they're non-locking knives. If you have any experience at all with pocket knives, you probably have heard of Case knives and you might not even know it. These are really old school, again, like I said, slip joint knives that don't lock. Some of them are locking models, but they are typically known for models that don't lock. They have all different shapes and kinds and patterns, but you're gonna get these, you can get these really, really cheap. I believe this is just the standard Trapper. I believe you can get these for $40 to $50. They have two blades on it. So you're getting two blades. This is the carbon steel version, but again, they have cheaper models. This is a Sodbuster Junior in a, I believe, amber bone is what they call it. But they sell a very basic model of this as well with just a black synthetic handle that's like 30 or 35 bucks. So really cheap, American made. And finally with Case, of the three that I just have here with me, I have a bunch more Case, but these are, I think, just three very basic, great models that are, again, cheap. Mini Trapper, which is gonna be a little cheaper than your standard Trapper, probably in the, I wanna say anywhere from 40 to 50, maybe a little less than 40, depending on kind of the material you get. And these will go on sale too. You can watch out for sales, and they're found all over the place. But Case is a great brand. Love their slip joints. They are known for them. They're known for them for a reason. They make them very well. And they've got some other stuff that I'll talk about briefly later, but definitely give Case a look if you're kind of just getting into this and looking for, again, cheap, but still very, very well made. Next, we're gonna be moving on to my first pocket knife, the Buck Sprint Select. Buck is, again, gonna be a great American made brand. These are plastic handles, flippers, but still great. This is my first ever pocket knife. I love it, use it all the time. Super convenient, super easy to open, just a liner lock. Plastic. These are, I believe, like 60 bucks now at Cabela's. I think the prices kind of fluctuate a little bit back and forth. I think you probably get them cheaper on Amazon, about 50 bucks. But I know in Cabela's Bass Pro Shop, they are 60 bucks, just as I saw them the other day. I always kind of look and see what they're at when I'm walking around. But totally would recommend. Buck is a great brand. They do a very nice job. So they'll also be on this list a lot. They make great cheaper knives that are kind of made for using and hunting and working and such. So, you know you're getting a good product when you get a Buck knife. A lot of people swear by Buck knives. They've been around forever, and they're still here for good reason. They also make in the Sprint class, they've got a lot of nicer models so you can upgrade eventually if you like. That's kind of what I ended up doing. They have G10 carbon fiber in my micarta handles, but those get a lot pricier. Except this one I did believe, just real quick, this is a discontinued model, G10 Sprint. I think it's like Sprint Ops or Sprint Ops Pro or something. I got it on sale for actually $99. So still under $100 on the list, but your plastic handles are gonna be a little bit cheaper at 60. And they get the job done just fine. Next, we've got the Buck 110, the classic. Again, if you know anything about knives, you've heard of the Buck 110. Even if you know nothing about knives, you probably have seen one. You might not even have known it. This is a fantastic first knife for a lot of people. They also make a smaller model. I think it's just the Buck 55. And you got wood handle, you got nice heat-treated steel, lock back, very, very, very well made. Again, Buck is still around for a reason. They've been around forever. This comes with a nice leather sheath that you can kind of loop through your belt and use. And, clearly you can see this one's, I try to clean it off a little bit. I try to clean all my stuff before I put them in videos. So, but this is very well loved, beat up a little bit on the brass here, but well made, worth it. 65 bucks. I think the smaller one is also 60 or 65 bucks, but if you're looking for something a little smaller, this is a little heavy. It can get kind of cumbersome to carry. So if you're looking for a smaller one, check that out. Again, great, great value. This is probably one of the best values for a pocket knife that's out there on the market today. They make all kinds of upgraded models too, similar to the Sprint series. So if you're looking for an upgrade eventually, you've got that as well, but you really don't need one. This is more than enough. Check it out. Moving into, we've got some fixed blades here, just kind of in the price order. First off, the Gerber Principal. It has a really, really sucky sheath. I hate this sheath. It's very annoying to use. You can't really get a grip on the knife to take it out. You have to, you'll see if you ever end up getting one. The sheath sucks, the knife is awesome. This thing has been beat up pretty bad, can take a beating. Gerber, for some reason, their stuff that's made in America is like indestructible. So I'll talk about another one in a second here called the Strongarm. That's fantastic, but this is the Gerber principle. Want to say 65 to 70 bucks. It's Bass Pro or Cabela's. Also worth it. I think fantastic knife. If they just had a better sheath, it would be like one of my #1 recommendations for somebody to get a knife. The sheath, again, is holding it back, but the knife itself is fantastic. So if you leave it out of the sheath, which is what I do kind of when I'm outside, just leave it out of the sheath. You don't need to put it back in. It is awesome. So check it out. You will not be disappointed with the knife. You probably will be with the sheath. I know I keep harping on that, but check out the knife. Great value again at under $100. I want to say 65. Don't quote me on all these prices here. These are just kind of off the top of my head, memory, and they should be relatively accurate. I do know that they're all under $100. I can confirm that. Next up, Buck, I believe 102 Woodsman. Buck has some great fixed blades for hunting that all kind of look like this, just scaled up or down in size. The Buck 119 Special, same price as this. There's a bunch in between. This is 75 bucks, the 119 Special, which is like the size of probably the next knife I'll talk about, the Strongarm. It's a lot bigger. It's also 75 bucks. Been around forever. I think it was Buck's first knife, actually. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think that model particularly was, but it's kind of based off that first model. And this thing, the steel is heat treated very well, so it's going to last you a long time. And you know, the 119 Special especially is a lot bigger and can do a lot more. But I like having a nice small fixed blade. I also really like the sheath that comes with this. I think Buck has some really cool sheaths that are still leather. I like the old school style. A lot of these that are cheaper are going to be the old school, less high speed, tactical, new knives. But old school will get the job done. That's, you know, it worked for them. It's going to work for us too. So give it a look. Finally, with the fixed blades, we have the Gerber Strongarm, which they keep raising the price up, but it's still under $100. I got it for like 60 bucks a little while ago. I think then they raised it to 70. I think now it's 80 and in some places 90. But if you shop around, you can get a good deal on it. This thing is absolutely worth it. You can see totally beat up. This thing is almost indestructible. There are a lot of great videos online demonstrating just how strong this thing is. It's just a pry bar with a sharpened edge. But yeah, Gerber did a great job with the heat treat on this steel, and it's tough. I think it's 440C steel. I don't think it says it on here, but yeah, this thing is fantastic. Definitely check it out. That's one of my top recommendations, again, to people who are not huge knife people or just looking for a cheaper knife to keep in the car, or truck, or backpack when you're outside, or even a work knife. I use this for kind of all the above, and I love it. It's one of my favorite fixed blades, and definitely worth giving a shot and checking out, especially again because it's under $100. This will definitely outlive you unless you're actively trying to break it, but in my opinion, worth it, absolutely. Now we're kind of moving into Spyderco, some of their lightweight models. I know I got this on sale for 100 bucks recently during a map sale. I believe the Native 5 is on sale at one of my like local gun stores for like 95 bucks, this model in particular. So they do go on sale. However, they are not actually under $100. So that's kind of a disclaimer, but you can shop around and get them on sale for about $100. And I think they are absolutely worth it. For $100, you are getting entry into very, very high-end branded knives, American made. Again, they're gonna last you a very, very long time, even if you're using them every day and all day. It will last you. I think they're absolutely worth it. Just make sure you're shopping around, getting a good deal. You don't need to pay full price for Spydercos because they do go on sale. And I rave about Spyderco. I have a lot of other videos on them. I think they're absolutely worth it and fantastic. So definitely check them out. And finally, kind of wrap this up just because I'm sitting here, the Benchmade Griptilian. Again, retails for like $140, but it will go on sale from time to time, Black Friday. I don't think this is the full-size Griptilian. I think the mini Griptilian, which is a little bit smaller, will go on sale for about $100 on like Black Friday, 4th of July. Those big sale time, so keep an eye out for that if you really want to get into, again, the higher end kind of knife. Look for the Benchmade Mini Reptilian around the holidays and shop around for a deal. This is one of, I think, if not their cheapest kind of models of folding knives in production. So give it a look. I would probably, if you're going to, get right around that $100 mark, I'd probably recommend Spyderco Para 3. Recently got this, totally fell in love with it. I cannot believe that it's only $100 and it's on par with a lot of more expensive knives that I have. So definitely check that out. I also, again, just kind of going back to Buck 110, Buck Sprint Select. Buck makes some great models. Check them out. And finally, I just think, for the value, I think the Gerber Strongarm. Even though they've increased it in price, I think this would be like my #1 recommendation to someone. You don't have to be afraid to use it. It is a little bit more pricey of a knife for some people. This was one of my first nicer knives, and you really, again, you don't have to be afraid to use it because it's expensive. You can beat the hell out of this thing, and it will just keep going. There's very, very small chance that you actually do break this unless you're actively trying to. So check it out. I hope this helps some of you. Some of you, this might have been repetitive. You kind of are familiar with all these, and some of you might just be new getting into the knife game. So trying to spread some knowledge and information about the entry-level models and the models that I wish I had known about when I was first getting into this, so I didn't have to kind of waste money and try out a bunch of different ones and find what I liked. I've had a lot of these for a long time. I try to keep them clean and maintained. You can hardly tell that they've been used. Again, this is the first pocket knife I ever got. Got a couple of scratches and scuffs on it, but I kind of try to buff them out, keep it sharp, and it works great. It's a little tight right now, but would absolutely recommend. So all these, I would not be putting them in a video if I wouldn't recommend them. They're all made in the USA by great companies that have good warranties and solid reputations. So hopefully it's helpful. If there's anything that I missed or any other American-made budget or cheaper, inexpensive models of knives or brands that I missed and I didn't kind of add here and you think should be added here, let me know. Give me a comment. Just, spread the knowledge. We're trying to help everybody here. So thank you for watching. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed. I really appreciate it. And let me know what other videos that you'd like to see in the future.